Hello guys, hello wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today we're going to be making a mermaid dress, and it's going to be pretty easy. It's been a while. It's been so long. I've been gone for so long. Thank you to all the lovely people on my channel, and hope to see you in my next video and more videos to come.
You will be needing a bodice pattern. Mine it stops at 17 inches. I have made a video on how to make a bodice pattern. You can go watch that. I'm going to show you how to make a skirt pattern. You're going to be needing a skirt pattern also. Now, to start your skirt pattern, you're going to mark 1.5 from the top of your pattern straight down to the bottom, like so. Now I am going to use a ruler to connect the lines. This is going to serve as the zip allowance. Now I am going to go in and mark my waist measurements, which is divided by 4, and I'm going to add 1 inch for my dart, and then 1.5 inch for my seam allowance. That is not necessary, but I'm going to use that for this tutorial. Now I am marking 9 inches for my hip downwards, on which I am going to mark. I marked my hip measurements divided by 4 and my seam 1.5. Now I am taking my skirt length. Make sure your skirt length is 2 inches above the knee. Know that your skirt length is also called your leg curve. There I marked my hip measurements, which is divided by 4 without the seam. That way I am going to have that depth and curve for leg movements. So I just marked my hip measurements divided by 4 without the seam. And you can also go in and minus 1/2 inch from your hip measurements if you want it to go in to be really curvy. So now I am just going to connect the lines. Now go ahead and cut out. Now next thing I'm going to do is I am going to place tape rule at my waist measurement to my seam, my seam for the zip. My client's waist measurement is 9.5, and I'm going to divide that by 2. That's going to give me 4.25, and I'm going to mark what I divided there at that point. From that point, I am going to get the apex of my dart. I am using 7 inch for the back of my dart. And on that line, I'm going to take 1/2 inch on both sides. Now I am just going to connect the 1/2 inch to the apex of the dart. Now I just folded my fabric in half. The folded edge at the zip seam allowance. parts. Now I am going to use my chalk and trace out my pattern on my fabric. Once I am done, I'm going to cut out. Now I am tracing my darts on my fabric, and I am creating a notch on the trace I made. Now just set aside. I am going to cut out the zip seam so as to cut my front skirt pattern. Now to sew your darts, turn your fabric to the wrong side. Mark your 7 inches downwards. Now fold at the line and trace your darts. You sew from your apex upwards, like so. That's how you get your darts. Now I just marked my 1.5 inch seam on my skirt for the zip allowance. Now I am going to mark 8 inches downwards. Now from that 8-inch line I just marked, I'm going to sew all the way down. I also marked 1.5 on my back bodice. This is going to be what I am going to use for my front bodice. I am using a net for the front. I'm going to go on and pin my zip to the line, and I am going to join my front bodice to my back bodice, to my back fabric, and I'm going to join the seams together, the side seams and the shoulder seams. Once that is done, I'm going to pin I am pinning the skirts to the upper bodice. Once I am done pinning, I am going to sew all the way around. Just put your upper bodice into the skirt and pin all the way around and sew all the way around, and then attach a zip. It's as simple as that. Once you're done doing that, we're going to go on and bias the neck of the net. So now I cut a bias from my fabric and I sew good sides together. Now I am going to fold to the wrong side of the fabric and sew all the way around from the zip to the other side of the zip. Now this is the fabric I am going to be using. It's called a 3D fabric. It's called 3D lace fabric. I've gone on and cut out so many pieces from it. I'm going to be using this flower for my neck design. Now I'm just going into my net and creating the design I want and how I want it to look like. I'm just creating my designs. In case you don't know how to cut an applique, I'm going to show you how to cut an applique. It's in my YouTube channel. Okay, so now I am just arranging everything and putting everything in place. Now just get a matching thread, threaded in a needle, and I am just going to go in and start stitching. Now you can see I put into the lace and I take it out and I take it back very close to where I took it out from. You're going to make invisible stitches. Your stitches are not going to be visible on the lace as you sew. I'm going to go on and sew all around with my bare hands. You can use a sewing machine too. Now I am using a B6000 glue and gluing on my stones. Now I am just going to go in and add my flare at the bottom. I'm going to show you how to cut a flare. Let's go in and do that. Now just fold your fabric in half and you divide by 6.28. 6.28 is a pie chart for circle. To get a circle, it's a standard measurement. Now I divided that with my hip measurement, and that is what I am marking right there. What I got is what I am marking right there. My hip divided by 6.28. Now on that line I am going to take where I want my flare to stop. I am using 25 inches for the length, and I am going to go on and mark that on my fabric all the way around. Now I'll cut that out. Now let's cut the back train. Fold your back fabric in half and place your front fabric on the back, and make sure the folded edges are at the same part and the rough edges are at the same part. Now I am just eyeballing where I want my train to stop, and I am just going to mark that and trace that to my front flare. Now I would cut that out. This is what it should look like once you're done cutting. Now just go on and join the sides together, the front and the back sides together. Now I am using a horsehair braid. This is called a horsehair braid. I'm going to be joining the horsehair braid to the good side of my fabric all the way around. This is what it should look like once you're done. I joined it by 1/2 inch. Now once you're sewing, make sure you're not stretching your horsehair braid. Just place it on it and sew. This is the bad side of my fabric. Now I am just going to fold the horsehair braid over to the wrong side of my fabric. Now you can see how neatly it folds by itself. Now don't stitch on here, stitch on here all the way around. You're folding over at the wrong side of your fabric. Now I am not going to stitch on here, I'm going to stitch on here all the way around. This is what it should look like once you're done stitching. This is the wrong side of my fabric and this is the good side of my fabric, and this is what it should look like once you're done. Now I am just putting my other bodice into my skirts into the fillet, and I am joining it together by pinning it together. Now once I am done pinning, I'm going to stitch it all the way around. So this is the final look, guys. Please like, subscribe to my channel. Love you all, and hope to see you in my next videos and more videos. Cheers.